What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Crew 2. And well, as y'all know, the Season 7 Episode 1 Into the Storm update is now live, and I feel like this is probably going to be one of the coolest updates we've had on the Crew 2 in a while. I know a lot of players are most likely going to be tired of racing around on the ice, so this is probably a nice breath of fresh air, but nonetheless, in this video, I do want to show you guys the Motor Pass in the update, and I feel like one of the biggest things about the Motor Pass in this season is the fact that you can actually buy this with money in the game instead of using real money, which I do think is pretty awesome. I would say it would be pretty insane for other games to do this, but then again, a lot of games don't actually have a currency for that. So the base motor pass is going to be 3 million bucks, which honestly isn't all that bad. If you guys farm some hyper races and stuff like that, you could easily get this, but one way I also look at this is the fact that if you really wanted to, you can now grind money for different reasons besides cars. So if you do want to get the motor pass, at least it's giving you different options to do so. And then moving over to the bundle is going to be 4 million bucks instead of 3, so I would say a lot of players are most likely going to go after this one. You also get an instant 13 levels and you can use some of the cars instantly, so I would definitely say this is probably going to be the one to get. But nonetheless though, let's take a look at this motor pass right now, starting off with the McLaren P1 Gold Line Edition. I honestly haven't used the regular McLaren all that much, but I might actually have to try out this car more often because I really do like the McLaren in real life. And maybe we're going to get another hypercar that can actually compete with some of the better ones, definitely mixing up the gameplay even more. But moving over to the next item is going to be the Underground Helmet, which has some pretty cool designs on it. Then we're going to have the Gold Line Nitro, kind of like that one a bit. Then we'll have the Gold Line Smoke. I feel like one of the best classes to use on the smokes are most likely going to be the Drift class, but moving over to the next item is going to be the Gold Line Tint. Then we'll have the Gold Line Tire. I might end up saying Gold Line about 20 more times in the video, guys, so definitely be ready for that. But I have to admit, though, I do kind of like this tire a little bit. I normally don't change my tires out all that much on my vehicles, but I actually do like the yellow lines on that one. Then moving over to the next item is going to be the crew credits. So one thing I do want to point out though is now that you can actually buy the motor pass with in-game money, you will be able to use the crew credits for actual stuff in the vanity store, similar to before when you can actually do the challenges and get crew credits, which unfortunately is not a thing you can do anymore. But luckily though, at least you can now get crew credits from buying the motor pass with money in the game, so that's actually pretty awesome. But moving over to the next item is going to be a rally raid set, which is going to be a fame magnet set for that matter, which I honestly think would be pretty useful, but it really does depend if you guys actually like to grind out the rally raid races there. Moving over to the next item is going to be the damn horn, which is pretty funny. Then we're going to have some bucks after that. Then we're going to have the dust storm smoke, which is definitely going to fit this season pretty nicely. Then we'll have the rusty tire, kind of interesting looking. Then we'll have more crew credits, then 50,000 bucks. And then at level 13, we're going to have the Pontiac Firebird Golden Wings Edition, which is definitely going to be a reference to one of my favorite movies, Smokey and the Bandit. So I definitely will be testing these cars out in the future, guys, so stay tuned for that. Which, if I had to guess, though, I would say a lot of players are most likely going to be pretty happy to see this Firebird in the game. But moving over to the next item is going to be the Underground Outfit. Then we'll have the Golden Eagle Underglow. That one's actually pretty dope. Then we'll have the Golden Eagle Tire. That one looks pretty nice as well. Then we'll have more crew credits. Then we'll have the Golden Eagle Tint. It's pretty bright looking. Then we'll have the Cosmic Nitro. That one's actually pretty dope. And then at level 18, we're going to have some bucks. Then we'll have the Rubber Chicken Horn. Then we'll have some Motor Pass stars. Then moving over to level 21 is going to be some crew credits. Then we will have the Sci-Fi Tire, which is definitely probably going to be a reference to like a UFO or something like that. Then we'll have some more bucks. And then the Laser Nitro. That one's actually pretty dope. Then moving over to the level 25 car is going to be the Mitsubishi FTO GP Version R Nebula Edition. My goodness, the names of these cars really are going to take up the whole screen one day. But I'm also sure a lot of players did see this car in the trailer of the new update as well. But I would say the FTO is going to be pretty rare when it comes to racing games, but let me know what other racing game does have this car in it. Then moving over to the Laser Underglow, I have to admit that does actually look pretty awesome. Then we'll have the crew credits pack there. Then we'll have the Laser Tire. My goodness, that is really trippy. Then we'll have the Bucks. Then a Shark Fin. That's pretty hilarious. Then we'll have the Motor Pass Stars. Then we'll have an Underground Tire. I kind of like that one. It's not overdone, but it might also fit a lot of the cars in the game. Then we'll have more crew credits, more bucks. And then moving over to level 35 is going to be the second part of the Fame Magnet set for the Rally Raid class. And as I did mention before, I would say this is worth going after, but only if you guys really are grinding out races a lot, because I feel like a lot of people are probably going to want the Fame Magnet set on like the Hypercar class or something. Moving over to the next level is going to be a Tint. I kind of like that one a bit. Then at level 37, we're going to have the Porsche 918 Spyder Silvery Edition. Kind of looks pretty interesting. I also kind of think the car is kind of plain, but I do want to test it out because I'm not honestly a big fan of the other 918 in the game. I never found the 918 to be all that good, to be honest, so I'm really hoping this one is going to be better. And not only that, this car is also going to be free in the Motor Pass, so I will definitely be testing this one out as well. And then we will have more crew credits. Then we'll have the Mocking Horn. Then we'll have the Advection Underglow. That one actually looks really cool. I really do like the brightness of that. Then we'll have more bucks. And then the Advection Smoke. Okay, that's sweet. I'm not even gonna lie. Then we'll have more crew credits. And then Motor Pass Stars. Then we'll have the Advection Nitro. Then we'll have the Bucks Pack. And then at level 47, we're going to have a Loot Digger set for the Hovercraft class, which honestly, guys, is probably going to be really good. I would say the Hovercrafts are probably one of the least used classes in the entire game, so having something like a Loot Digger set on there will help tremendously in getting the Nitro Chemist set, which by the way is definitely needed on the Hovercrafts. And then at level 48, we're going to have the Forgotten Cup Rooftop. Then at level 49, the Underground Underglow. That one's actually pretty sweet. Then at level 50, we'll have this really interesting looking tire. Maybe for some off-road vehicles that might look pretty good. And then at level 50 is going to be an epic item, the Solar Flare Nitro. So that is basically going to do it for this Motor Pass. I would say this one's definitely going to be worth a look. Not only that though, you can actually get this one with in-game money, so if you guys have been stacking money, and or if you do want to grind for more than just cars, at least it's going to give you a reason to do so. I really do find that pretty awesome. I also did want to show you guys the challenges as well, so obviously we'll have the dailies, but unfortunately they did add the weekly challenge back with the followers. I really don't know why they did this, so if you did enjoy doing different challenges back in the day, unfortunately we're not going to be able to do that in this season. But if you guys might have been wondering though, one of the easiest ways to max out the weekly challenges is to just basically turn in the summit. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on this Motor Pass in the comments below, and so far this season is looking to be pretty awesome.